Caesar chicken pasta salad? What did you think it should have been? What was your suggestion before?
What did I say?
Pasta, chicken, salad, Caesar. You said like
salad.
Chicken, salad, Caesar pasta.
Chicken, Caesar salad.
My way makes way more sense. Hello everyone, I'm Nia. Welcome to another episode of Recipe Drop, where the Test Kitchen team and I bring you new recipes every week. Today we're combining two classic summer favorites and we're making a chicken Caesar pasta salad. But because it's summer and I personally don't really want to be spending a ton of time next to a hot stove in the summer, I'm using rotisserie chicken as an easy prep option. We're also making some nice rustic homemade croutons with ciabatta bread. And then we're also making a super easy classic Caesar dressing that does not require you to whip out your food processor. It's really great for entertaining, especially with Memorial Day and other summer holidays coming up. You can make it in advance, which will only allow the flavors to meld together more. And you can store it in the fridge until your guests come over, or you can pack it up to go for the beach or for a picnic. For the dressing, I have 4 medium to large sizes of garlic cloves, and I am just gonna chop this or mince this into a really fine paste. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of salt. This is gonna help to form it, to make it into a paste as well. I personally like when recipes call for cloves versus like teaspoons, or because then it's kind of hard. You're not gonna chop a bunch of garlic and then measure it out in a teaspoon form. All right, I'm gonna mince up some anchovy. I accidentally put this in the fridge yesterday, so the oil kind of solidified around it. To kind of melt the oil again, I just put it in a hot water bath. I'm just chopping this up into really fine pieces, and then I'm gonna combine the garlic and the anchovy together and mince it up into a really fine paste. And I'm combining them, and I'm just gonna chop them together. And then what you can do is place it right on top and kind of just mush it together like this. We're gonna end up with more of a paste than just minced garlic and anchovy. And because we're not using a food processor or a blender for this, this is a really important step because you don't want any large pieces of anchovy or garlic in the dressing. Just make sure that you are holding your knife in a safe way. I have a just medium large pot of water here that I'm gonna bring to a boil. Add a decent amount of salt. So we want to kind of flavor the pasta from within. Okay, so you can see we now have kind of a paste here, and there are still some garlic pieces, but they are pretty mashed up, so it's okay. I'm actually gonna be making the whole salad in this bowl, which is really nice. So I'm gonna be making the dressing in here and then just tossing in the pasta and the chicken and the lettuce. So yeah, not a ton to clean up, which is really nice. I'm gonna add in the garlic and anchovy paste. And even if you don't like anchovies, it doesn't taste very anchovy, so still definitely add anchovies. Now I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice with our trusty floozer that I'm sure you've seen. And then this is really nice. It has the tablespoon measurements in here, which is cool. It's really handy for when you're doing things like this. I am looking for 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, which is also 1/4 of a cup. So you could just use a 1/4 measuring cup too. I found that usually half a lemon is usually about 2 tablespoons, so you could just use the juice from one whole. I'm gonna add in 3 egg yolks. I'm gonna save the egg white for, I don't know, something else that I'll bake. And then I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard as well. So you can make a Caesar dressing with mayonnaise if you must, but doing it this way I just find is so much tastier and really isn't that hard. Okay, adding the lemon juice. So we have 4 tablespoons here. Shoot, we got a little seed. Gonna go in with my tweezers. I actually don't have a juicer at home, so I'm always juicing with my hands, and I get lemon seeds in everything. So now I'm just mixing everything together before I start to add the olive oil. Oh, seed. Where'd it go? Yeah, I just saw it. Oh. I don't know, someone might get a lemon seed in their Caesar pasta salad later. Got it. Okay, the pasta's boiling. So I have 10 ounces of fusilli. You can use whatever pasta shape you like, but I found that the ridges of the fusilli catches the dressing really nicely, and it just has a really nice mouthfeel and bite to it overall. This is about 4 cups, I would say. Now we need 2 cups of olive oil. I definitely would recommend using a high quality olive oil, 1 cup. And so...
If you need 2 cups or 1 cup.
Oh, just 1 cup. Did I say 2 cups?
Now we need 2 cups of olive oil.
So the trick for making a Caesar salad dressing without a blender is you want to have a big bowl and a whisk, and then you want to have a damp kitchen towel that I'm going to kind of wrap around, and it's going to hold the bowl in place while you whisk, because you're going to need both hands, 1 hand to pour in the olive oil and 1 hand to whisk. You're not going to have a 3rd hand to hold the bowl in place. Now the really important thing is to continuously whisk as you pour in a very, very thin stream of olive oil. It does take some time, and your arm is definitely going to be hurting by the end. But this is a very foolproof way of making a nice thick emulsion. I like to kind of angle the bowls like this, because then it kind of collects at the bottom, and then it just makes it easier to whisk everything together. So again, I'm going to pour a really thin amount, or really small amount of olive oil in while continuously whisking. And sometimes I even like to start it up here where there's not as much dressing collecting at the bottom. If you do accidentally pour in a little extra olive oil, that's totally okay. Just make sure to pause and then just whisk it until it's just completely mixed in. I used to work at a Italian pizza spot, and I worked in the salad bar, and I made a lot of Caesar salad dressing. But for that, we use a food processor. I'm out here saying this is like a really easy recipe, and my arm is hurting. It's thin. I just get paranoid about adding too much. Okay, perfect timing. I'm gonna drain the pasta. I wanted to cook it now so that it has time to cool before we assemble the salad. I'm gonna toss it with just a little bit of olive oil so that they don't stick together. This is kind of my ideal Caesar dressing consistency. It's not too thick and it's not too runny. We still have a nice emulsification. So now I'm gonna grate in some Parmesan, and I am grating in the Parmesan before adding any salt. And that is because Parmesan has some salt in it, and the anchovy also has salt in it. So it's better to add all the salty components before adding extra salt. I'm gonna grate in about 1/2 cup of Parmesan. You can also definitely use pre-shredded or pre-grated Parmesan if you don't want to do it yourself. And then I'm also going to grate some into the salad later, and then also some on top. So there's going to be lots of Parmesan. Mix this in. Now I'm going to add tons of freshly ground black pepper. Freshly ground black pepper is always best in salads because I find it's a bit more aromatic than if you just have the pre-ground stuff. And this pepper grinder that I'm using is from Holcomb, and it's really cool because you can change the sizes of the peppercorn, and it's very aesthetic. And it's kind of cool because it comes out of the sides instead of the bottom. Oh, I made a mistake. I have a 1/4 teaspoon, so there's going to be a few of these. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons, and then we can always add more after too. It's good, yeah. No more salt. It does kind of look like a lot of dressing, but we have a lot of pasta, we have a lot of chicken, and we also have a lot of salad that we're gonna add. So, and we are feeding a lot of people, so. Now I am gonna toast the ciabatta. For this recipe, I'm doing a 1:1:1:1 ratio. So 4 cups pasta, 4 cups lettuce, 4 cups chicken, ideally, and then 4 cups ciabatta breadcrumbs. Ciabatta is really nice. For this, you could use sourdough or any other bread that you have, but I like ciabatta because it has these really big open holes, which I think is great. Breaking it apart with your hands instead of cutting it makes it, kind of gives this like rustic look. This is not day-old bread. Day-old bread is better for breadcrumbs, but this is gonna be perfect too. This is gonna also work really well. Oh, this is actually rosemary, I think. Yum. Yeah, so this is a rosemary ciabatta. So I'm just breaking them into 1 to 2 inch pieces. You don't have to be too precious about it. It's kind of nice also having some bigger pieces and then some smaller pieces. I have probably about 4 cups, I'd say. I am not gonna add any olive oil to this. I don't really feel like I need to, and it's gonna get nice and crispy without the olive oil anyway. So this is gonna go in for about 10 minutes. Halfway through, I'm gonna open the oven and I'm gonna give them a nice stir just to make sure that there's even browning. Okay, so now we're gonna break down the rotisserie chicken. I am using gloves for this. You don't have to. Ideally for the recipe, you'd want 4 cups of chicken. This is kind of on the smaller side, so I don't think we're gonna get 4 cups. I think we're gonna probably get 3 cups maybe, and that's okay. But if you have the option to get a bigger rotisserie chicken for this, definitely do that. Yeah, I went through a phase about a year ago where I bought a rotisserie chicken probably every week, and it's just so nice because you just always have chicken ready to go. So I'm just breaking off the main big pieces now, and then I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna shred them into smaller pieces. I kept seeing so many funny videos of girls in New York going to Whole Foods to go get the rotisserie chicken and nothing else, and they just have like the bag of the rotisserie chicken as like a little purse. I definitely did that a few times.
Who's got the best rotisserie chicken?
I don't know, I really like Whole Foods.
Yeah.
I like Whole Foods. I also like the one from Brooklyn Fair. It's pretty good. I am actually, instead of shredding them, I'm actually gonna cut them into pieces. So that's why I'm not shredding the breasts. I am actually just going in now and cutting the larger pieces into probably 1 inch pieces. This also helps to break up the skin. Also, because it's summer and it's grilling season, if you do have a grill, I think grilled chicken is also amazing in Caesar salads. I really wish I had a grill, but it's New York and I don't have a balcony, and I don't think I could fit a grill out on a balcony anyway. Okay, that looks good. If you don't like the skin, you could also throw it away, but I really like the skin. All right, let's check on the croutons. So I forgot to pause halfway through and stir them, so they're a little toasty on the tops. I'm just gonna go ahead and add all the chicken to the dressing. I know it looks like a lot, but it's gonna be really good. Now I'm gonna chop up some romaine. I'm gonna do about 4 cups, as I mentioned before, but I'm gonna cut them up into probably like 2 inch lettuce pieces. You can also tear the lettuce if you find that easier. I think a fun way to mix a salad up like this, you could use endive, sometimes I do that. You could use butter lettuce, you could use little gem. It's really up to you and what's in season and what you feel would add to the salad. Okay, the pasta is nice and cool. I'm gonna add all the pasta. I'm gonna toss in all the breadcrumbs, and don't worry about everything being too cold because I'm gonna pop this in the fridge anyway for a little bit. Oops. And let the pasta and the breadcrumbs really soak up the dressing, and just for it to chill for a little bit too. I thought this was gonna be a big bowl, but it's almost too small. Ooh, let's actually grate in some more Parmesan too. Yeah, we're gonna do some nice big shaves instead. I feel like that's always nice. Just gonna add in a little bit more black pepper. So you can see the ratio of just 1 to 1 is really nice here, and it also makes it really easy. So you have probably 1.5 cups of dressing, or maybe 2, and then you just have 4 cups of everything else. I'm gonna let this chill in the fridge for probably half an hour. I let this sit in the fridge, probably not long enough, because I didn't want to wait longer. But I have this really pretty serving dish by Wonkyware. I really love this poppy. It comes in a few different colors, not flavors. I want to plate it up nicely, and then I want to serve it to people in the office. So I'm going to taste it now. A little rotisserie chicken, a little pasta, and yeah. This is, I feel like, exactly what I want in a summer dish. The dressing came together really well. It's really creamy. Not too much dressing, you can see, like it's perfect, and the fusilli is just the perfect pasta shape, I think, here. This is gonna be like a nice big pile of Pasta salad. Oh, this is a nice serving platter for this, the green. It's nice that it makes a lot because it serves a ton of people. You could easily just make the whole box of pasta and just add a little bit more lettuce and maybe make some more dressing, but it's really okay if you don't have 4 cups exactly of everything. But these big crouton pieces are so nice. I think it adds a really nice texture to the salad, and they're crispy on the outside and they're still pretty soft and tender on the inside. And especially after the whole salad has sat for a little bit, the croutons kind of soak up the dressing and they just become little flavor bombs. I actually haven't tried one yet. This is so good. I feel like I'd be happy just eating the croutons. Some more Parmesan. I love when you go to a restaurant and you get a Caesar salad and there's just a pile of Parmesan that kind of covers the whole salad. I think it looks really good. It looks pretty and it looks really good. So I'm just gonna go crazy here. A super easy chicken Caesar pasta salad that comes together in probably less than half an hour with everything. I can't imagine anything else I would want to eat on Memorial Day, honestly. Anybody want to taste? Caesar, do you want to come?
Bueller.
Allison?
Bueller.
Do you want any?
Anyone? Anyone?
Oh, we actually have these nice Thomas Fuchs plates. They're actually outerwear, and you wouldn't think it, but they are not ceramic. They look it though, but they're actually individually dipped like this, so they all kind of have a different pattern, which is really nice. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I already tasted. Yeah, I went for fusilli. Yeah, I know, classic pasta salad pasta. It's hard to get everything in a bite.
I like how you dissociated as you added the
Parmesan.
cheese on top.
Yeah, just went crazy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Did you make this for Memorial Day?
Oh yeah. That one's really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Even if you can't like really taste the rosemary, like it's still, I feel like it adds like a little bit of like hint. Yeah.
A dimension.
It's
Yeah.
a banger.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You win.
You can find this recipe in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you make this. If you do, please let me know. I would love to hear what you think, especially if you make it for Memorial Day. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in the next video.